where is it? You know, where's our barrier? We're dead. We're really dead. We are really dead. No. This is the... No. Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stylos and welcome back to the glorious OverAnalyzed, our community coaching series for Overwatch. And today, we're going to take a look at Sigma. Sigma is in literally every single game, so we need to look at him. Now, we're going to get two things from this. You're going to see the strengths of Sigma and the weaknesses. Obviously, we're coaching a Sigma player, so it's going to be more slanted towards how to play Sigma and tips in that kind of way. Thing is, though, because he's in every game, if you guys watch this, you'll get a good idea of how to counter Sigma and what his weaknesses are, if he has any. And he does have some, but only some. Namely, his mobility he suffers with. If you can kind of catch him and he doesn't have his cooldowns, he's kind of dead, right? Okay, another thing I want to start this video with is a bit of an announcement. We are going to do 2 OverAnalyze per week. This is because we have unprecedented demand right now for the show. There's been nearly 1,900 submissions since Roll Queue went live. That's insane. So what we're going to do is focus on Roll Queue only now. Everything before is just, we're not looking at. I think there was something like 39,000 submissions. It might even have been 4. It was a ridiculous amount of submissions, which we're no longer looking at because it makes no sense. This is 222. We need to focus on that now. It is the way the game will be going forward into the future. But like I said, it does mean we are going to have 2 per week. We're going to do on Saturdays and they'll be on Wednesday as well. So look out for that. Keep sending in submissions, guys, because the way I select them, it's pretty simple. Essentially, what I do is I look for a hero, then I look for an SR range, and then I look for good video quality. Now, I just want to give a shout out there to the guy that put Dr. Dre, forgot about Dre all over his video. Now, as much as I like that, and in fact, I do like that because back with the school trip to Germany, went to a place called Traben-Trebeck in Germany. It was like a wine growing region. That's what I had in my tape player because I'm so old that we had tape players back in the day, and it had 2 songs on it. I forget what was on the B side, but the A side was Forgot About Dre. So I just listened to that non-stop until my batteries ran out because, of course, he didn't have rechargeable batteries, or I couldn't afford rechargeable batteries in them days. Yeah, beautiful story time. Anyway, yeah, do not do that because I can't put Forgot About Dre on a video on YouTube because I'll get Dre. He will not have forgot about it. He'll come after me with his lawyers and then I'll go to prison. So don't do that. So make sure it's good audio quality, good video quality, and it's on YouTube. I only accept YouTube links. Okay, let's get stuck into this. Enough waffle. Let's go. Let's get my headset on. Let's do this bad boy. All right, then. Let's take a look at team comps first. Let's run through this really fast because I want to get into Sigma and... Sigma, good lord. All right, comp. We've got 2 barrier tanks. This could become meta. It's very strong against certain comps, but then against itself, if there's a Bastion involved. So if you've got 2 barriers, like a Reinhardt and an Orisa, or a Reinhardt and a Sigma, or a Reinhardt and whatever, 2 barriers basically, it's really obnoxious. If you're defending with double barrier bunker, so you've got, let's say, a Sigma and a Orisa, a Baptiste and a Bastion, good luck trying to take that out. But with double barrier, you can rush bunker if bunker's single barrier bunker. It gets a bit complicated, but it's, yeah, there's barriers are here to stay, and, well, we'll have to wait and see what happens there. All right, DPS core, really good. We've got double sniper. It's Gibraltar. I like it. Really cool. Also, it means we can work with our Widow because we can use our barrier to give her some fancy shields. Our supports are beautiful as well. We've got a main and a flex support. That's cool. Then, if we look at the enemy team, they've got, 2 DPS, obviously, because it's 222. McCree and a Genji. McCree might have some problems to begin with because, well, we're double barrier, so it could be difficult for him. They've got 2 main healers, that's fine, and their tank, okay, that's fine. Now, of course, you won't know this at the start of the game because we got the power of the replay tool, but what this means is they're probably going to push low ground. Maybe they come high ground, but even if they do, we can bounce our balls all over them. So, first things first. Barrier placement. We could easily put our barrier here and protect our DPS. Our 2 snipers were standing over here. We can see our Genji's there and our Widowmaker's there. We could protect them. We know our Orisa is going to put the barrier in front of us here, and we're cool. They can sit there and just do whatever they like. Awesome. Key thing to remember with the barrier, same with every barrier, is don't let the barrier get destroyed. Try and recall the barrier back before it gets exploded. So, yeah, we should protect our Widow. If she gets killed, I'll be sad. She does get a kill, though, so I'm not sad. And we're spamming, we're throwing rocks. Actually, rock hit, and we drop down. So dropping down, I'm fine. I don't know what the voice comms are, but I'm totally fine with that because our Orisa's down here, so we can drop down. We should get our barrier deployed, though. See, your barrier's not out. This is like a criminal thing with Sigma players. Like, that was okay. But there's almost like a reaction thing, right? With your barrier, because it's not out, you can throw it into people that might be trying to flank. Let's see if somebody flanks you again. They probably will, because the Hog just did. I can hear their Widow above. Okay, so we're spamming on the front line. We still don't have our... See, this is really weird. We still don't have our barrier out. I presume, and we've just lost our Widow, which isn't great, but I presume you're thinking, Orissa's barrier's down, so I don't need to use mine. No. Use yours as well, because it's literally... Like, how much barrier is that? 1,500 plus 900? That is insanity. That's absolutely insanity. We're bouncing our balls around okay. We got 50% on all. All right, then we did use our barrier, weirdly. I don't know why we did that, because what I was waiting for you to do is turn around. Because what you could have done is threw your barrier up here. Obviously, it's not that long, but you get what I'm saying. You could have used it up there, give you a little bit of protection from behind if you didn't want to use it in front. Still, I would have used the barrier in front of the Orisa barrier to just sort of, give us extra barrier. Good news is, as soon as, they're behind us, you have turned around and we're going straight for a rock. Nice stun. Nice kill. That was a nice kill. And our barrier's there. So, one of the things with Sigma is you typically can forget. Oh, that was unlucky there. We could have got a kill there. But you typically forget about your barrier. You'll deploy the barrier and forget where it is, or you won't recall the barrier after a fight, so you won't regen. It's a very Sigma-specific thing where you have to get really in tune with what your barrier is doing, because if you're not, then you waste a lot of barrier uptime, which isn't great. So here, we could have got another kill, and we didn't, because we didn't use Sigma's primary fire correctly. So here, this is cool. Rock goes in, and we kill... That's beautiful, right? That is really, really good. That's a nice little combo. As soon as the rock hits, you go into primary fire directly where the rock has hit, because they will be knocked down, and it will literally hit them. Super cool. Here, though, watch this. So, spamming into a barrier, I don't like at all with this hero. Do not do that. Spam around the barrier. Look, there's literally someone there. We could throw around the barrier, bounce it off the walls, explode. We could throw it above the barrier, try and explode. There's a lot we can do, but don't just throw into a barrier unless that is literally the only thing to fire at, but it's not in that case. But this is the thing that interests me here. So we turn around here. We get a good hit on this Widow, right? Cool. But we could do it again. Remember, you've literally got, it's Roadhog's secondary fire range. It's exactly the same, and then it explodes into an AoE. We could throw here. Why didn't we throw here? We would have got the kill. I think we might try, but we kind of screw it up. Yeah, we try, but we miss. We could have killed her. Well, we're killing now anyway, so it's fine. Right, our barrier, we should probably pull back now. We should pull our barrier back because we're not getting any value from it. Okay, cool. So, okay, yeah, so that was actually really nice there. You got really confused, really nice in the sense it's going to prove my point. So, you should have moved your barrier back faster, but you didn't. You let your barriers stay longer, and then you use Kinetic Grasp. Now, there is this play with Sigma where you use Kinetic Grasp to supplant the barrier. So, the barrier goes down. You recall, when I mean goes down, it's deployed. So the barrier is deployed, takes damage. You recall it because you don't want it to get destroyed. Typically it might have a few hundred hit points left. You recall the barrier, then you rush forward as you're recalling with Kinetic Grasp, absorbing incoming damage using yourself as a barrier, your body block defense matrix barrier, and then drop your actual barrier again. And then you do it again. And you can do this as you're moving around, and it's really, really good. You kind of did it here, but in a sort of a whack way. We left the barrier up, we used Kinetic Grasp, and then we sort of brought it back, and then it was a little bit, but it's still good value, right? But I think little things like that, you can get a ton of value out. So, talking of value, we've just been nano boosted with this, which is quite funky. So, Gravitic Flux there is a way you can kill people with Gravitic Flux almost all of the time. The only way they can stop this is with Batiste's Immortality Field, and they do have a Batiste. Good old Mitch is playing Batiste, so he could potentially stop this. Or Zarya stops it with a bubble. So you go in, right? You're doing it. You're actually doing it as well. So as soon as you drag them up into the air, you fire your balls into the squishy target. Problem is, you're slapping the Roadhog with your balls, and that's not good because he's a big lad and he can take this slapping. You've got to hit the DPS. You've got to hit characters that are 200 HP because remember, Gravitic Flux will slam them for 50% of their health. So if you throw your orbs into them as well, that does 120 damage, I believe, double, and then they get slammed into the ground and they're dead. They are absolutely dead. You can 100% kill Ana with this. In fact, when I play Sigma, I just target Ana. Oh, it's like Doomfist on Ana. It's terrible. Or I target Zen, pick them up, throw the balls at them because they're stationary in the air. They hit the ground, they're dead. The enemy team have to keep them alive. So we'll see what happens here. Because we're nanoed, we're doing more damage as well. Hey, Batiste dropped his thing. So well played, Batiste. I don't think it's going to help them too much. No. Yeah, huge result. We just push forward. We push forward. Push forward. Go, go, go. Don't come back. Go forward. Go forward. See, we've wrecked them. Go forward. Get your barrier. Throw your barrier in the face. Okay, keep going forward. Like, why are we chickening out? Go for it. That's it. Yes, nice. What's that? What is that barrier doing there? You see what I mean? We are not Orisa. We could have, and Orisa should have threw a barrier forward as well, but we could have recalled the barrier and then we could have thrown it forward and it could have been absolutely beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. But we didn't. And it's like, okay, unlucky. Didn't use our ability kit as we should there, but we still got a good result and that's kind of okay. All right then, so they're going to push through again. Again, where's that barrier? We're recharging it. That's cool. We can drop it now. We should... You can eat Fire Strike, but that's a bit late. You can also eat quite a lot of ultimates, but hey, whatever. Where's that barrier? This is a question mark. Where is the barrier? There we go. Right, now the barrier is no longer effective. It's about to get destroyed, so we should really recall this barrier. You notice I'm focusing a lot on barrier play here because it's integral to his thing. So barrier's destroyed. We're not really happy about that. This needs a barrier in its face immediately. You can barrier this. Throw your barrier. Throw it. I know what you're trying to do. You're thinking, oh, God, I'll eat it. You can if you're point blank on him, but we're not here. And we can see in the kill feed he's got 2 kills. What we need to do is throw the barrier into his face. If we don't do that, he's just going to do that. And I'm going to... Let's just go back. Let's go back and watch natural reaction speed. It's high noon. Barrier. You had more than enough time there to get the barrier. Whenever you hear high noon, whenever you hear attack visor, you have to throw your barrier at that. 100%. If you hear die, that's the only kind of time you want to throw your kinetic grasp into it. Because he's probably close to you, right? Because Reaper wants to be in your team while he's doing that. Kinetic grasp in his face, it will eat all of his damage, and he's like, oh, I'm doing nothing. But you can still throw your barrier into him as well. But yeah, you caused that. You caused that. You could have stopped that from happening. See, this is one of those examples in Overwatch where people will blame their team. I'm not saying you blamed your team. You probably haven't. But people will be like, oh my God, how did we lose that? How did McCree get round the back? Blah, blah, blah. But actually, that little bit of play off you could have stopped that. And then we're still holding that far forward and it would have been okay. Instead, caught us off guard, but it's cool because we've let's just pause this because we've regrouped and we look to be okay. All right then, so we do have our Gravitic Flux again available. We've got a Doomfist in our face, and by the way, Doomfist is really strong right now. Yeah, unlucky. So that's really unlucky because Lucio's used his ult there, and it's like, okay, whatever. If Lucio had sound barriered us and then we went into Gravitic Flux, I'd have been okay. If we'd used Gravitic Flux, I was expecting you to use it because it was like, you know, the crap's hitting the fan. It's like, let's pop Gravitic Flux. It doesn't make you immune. In fact, Gravitic Flux makes you super weak. When you're flying around in the air, you're such an easy target. He's like a massive triangle Sigma. It's like, oh, there's a Sigma. Everyone will just shoot his face off. And because you were like literally 1 HP, you would have got killed really quick. So I'm glad you didn't use it there. That's cool. We can use it anyway once we regroup, and that's fine. But we really need to disengage from this. All right, nice attempt on the stun. I guess with the stun as well is you can... Oh, nice. You can... oh, God, no. Not nice, Doomfist. You can... use it to interrupt abilities as well. So if you see Roadhog healing, throw your rock at him. It's not fast enough to interrupt an Earth Shatter off Reinhardt, for example, but it will screw up Hog. Anybody trying to channel abilities, so Mercy trying to res, you could throw it at a face, although you could argue throwing your balls at her would be better. Okay, so for this part of the video, I kind of want to focus a bit on ball usage, because... like, so here, you essentially have just lobbed your balls into the barrier. When actually we could lob our balls around the barrier here and get, you know, God knows what damage going off. We could maybe bounce it off the underside of the ship here. I think that might not actually bounce down to that level. But there's a lot of bouncing around we could do. Always think bouncing around and bouncing under shields. When I play this hero, I get gold damage all the time. In fact, I don't think I've ever played a game where I've not got gold damage with this hero. It's crazy. He does so much damage for a main tank. It's almost something like you have to abuse, but also respect as well at the same time. But the thing is, you're just spamming into barriers, so it's not entirely too effective. But what we could do here is Gravitic Flux them. We've got a Doomfist in there, and he's he's in deep. Let's see if you do it. You are doing it. Okay, cool. I think with Gravitic Flux is people tend to go for it when they see a massive clump of heroes, which is fine. So let's see what you do as this plays out. Remember? Oh, yes, beautiful. Although, the thing is here, their Batiste is playing like mega big brain. He's already got his thing down. So we're like, these guys are not going to die, but they're going to be, well, as low as they can go with Immortality Field up. So this Sigma player, actually, Mitch, is doing really, really well. Every time you do this, he's out there with the counter. And that's super good. I mean, the thing is, it does destroy them with massive amounts of damage. And, okay, nice. We could have actually, let's go back here. We could have rocked him a bit earlier, I think. Yeah, our rock is available now. We should have been throwing the rock at him. In fact, no, we kind of went two ways here. So we went Kinetic Grasp, but we kind of didn't. See, with Kinetic Grasp, we've got to realize it's point blank. Kinetic Grasp isn't massive in front of you. It's not like Defense Matrix. It's literally point blank. So if you're going to use it, you need to run towards the damage source. For a Roadhog ulting, just run at him with Kinetic Grasp. I would have threw my boulder at him straight away because it would have interrupted him, and then he's got no more ultimate, and that would have really done his head in. But the other thing would have been Kinetic Grasp. Instead, you've gone for Kinetic Grasp, not really got close enough to him, and then we go for the boulder. But he kind of finishes his ult. Well, he dies. But, cool. All right, recall barrier. Yeah, we don't need the barrier now, so recall it. This is, okay, cool. So I was about to say this could be one of those examples where we're not recalling the barrier, because we need barrier charge. See, what are we doing with the barrier? Why are we not... Okay, yeah. 992, 1,000, there we go. We want the barrier recharging. When there's no combat, recall the barrier. Same principle as Reinhardt. You wouldn't walk around with your Reinhardt barrier deployed if there was no fight and you've taken damage. You want to recharge. Okay, let's talk about ball bouncing here. So, it seems like you're just going for rock spam when it's on cooldown, which isn't too bad, but there, like... It would have been more value if we just carried on throwing our balls there. I mean, we're still destroying the enemy team, and I'm kind of okay with that. I mean, boulder or rock is really strong. Like, when it knocks people down, it's really, really strong. It's totally obnoxious. But I want to ask where your barrier is again. Where's our barrier? We're forgetting about our barrier. If you forget about your barrier, you're not playing as a tank, are you? Right, barrier. Yes! Yes! It's... not in an ideal place. Actually, you know what? No, this is a critical learning point here. I've done this. I'm going to admit. Right then, I've done this, what I'm about to say. So, throw your barrier at him, right? And then I go, oh no, this barrier is not in the right place. I shall recall my barrier. That is a bad idea. Because as soon as the barrier disappears, everybody gets killed by McCree's High Noon. So, what you do here is you throw the barrier and you just leave it. You don't try and change it because that's it. That's the only reaction time you've got. If you were to remove the barrier now to get it into a better position, it's just going to be much worse. I don't know what that hammer down's about there. Nice try, Reinhardt. Okay, that's pointless. You can't block melee damage with this. You will just bash your brains in. Nice try. Okay. Is that McCree still behind us? I think he is, right? Or did he die? I don't think he died. I can't see him on the map, though. Because we got the... No, maybe he did die. Maybe he did die, ladies and gentlemen. He's gone. All right, then. So, oh, no, he's not. There he is. Our Doomfist is one. I don't know what your team are doing. They know there's a McCree behind, but they're just, like, leaving him. And now Doofus dead. You could arguably have pushed onto the McCree. There was a window before this engagement began, but obviously now, because the engagement's here, you don't want tank characters not in the fight. You know, if you were off flanking with Sigma, I'd not be very happy. And so you're in kind of the okay position here. That's fine. That's totally fine. Nice kill. Our barrier is behind us still, although the McCree's behind us, I guess. But I would redeploy the barrier in front. There we go. I'd use my ult straight away. I'd use the ult. Yep. Ooh. 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 Barrier. How can it be? It's High Noon again. What is this McCree doing behind? What the? Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. This is getting well messy. Okay, we need to go back through this. There's a lot going on here. Okay, so first things first. Let's just let this roll through. We go for our ultimate, which is fine. This Sigma, Batiste is like... that thing is down immediately, which is awesome play by him. You do the right thing here, though. You do focus it instead of going for the players because you want them, obviously, to... If you think about it, they could be taking additional damage from your team. So if you destroy the immortality field when they hit the ground, maybe they die. I don't think we... Oh, we do destroy it. So he's literally one. Then we can finish him off, which we do. It's High Noon behind. You do react to that in a way, but it doesn't matter because he was just High Noon in the Doomfist, as you do. Now we need our barrier back in front of us. and we're pushing forward, we can use Kinetic Grasp here. Way too late on Kinetic Grasp. So watch this. We react to the McCree behind in a way, although we don't really know where he is. Because he's not there now, we could redeploy our barrier forward, and then we're spamming our balls. I'm okay with that. We're going with the rock. I'm also okay with that. Problem is now, because we don't have barrier with us and we don't have Kinetic Grasp, we do have it, but we don't use it. We're so vulnerable here. Like, Sigma, his main weakness is when his cooldowns are just not available or you don't use them, you die. Sigma has no mobility. That's actually his main primary weakness. He's just, wherever Sigma is, that's where he's going to be. He can't escape. He's in that area. He's got nothing he can really do to get out of combat. All he can do is absorb damage or use his barriers and hope that his team keep him in the fight. Your problem here is you're not actually helping your team, really. You're just walking forward. Your barrier gets deployed too late. We don't use Kinetic Grasp, and Reaper just kills us. So you could have stayed alive longer there with Kinetic Grasp uses, which is unlucky. But you've got to remember, guys, Sigma is a difficult hero to play. Sigma is not... He's not easy because, yeah, sure, he's easy if you want to keep bouncing your balls all over the place and then throw bobbles at people. But if you want to really play Sigma really, really well, you have to think about where your barriers are going. You have to think about how you're using Kinetic Grasp. So the barrier here, right, again, that's okay. And now we just spam balls around the corner. That's all we do. But use our barrier. Like, there is no reason for us to go around the barrier. That was a really nice boulder hit there. Yeah, so we just keep spamming, right? Just keep spamming. Just keep spamming. I don't know what I really don't know what that would trigger me. I don't know what our Trace is doing there. Whatever. But we're doing fine here. We're spamming. We're spamming. We're spamming. We're jamming. We're spamming. We're jamming. I do like Bob Marley. We're just spamming away. Where's our barrier? There's our barrier. So, okay, cool. I thought maybe you were going to send it too far. Cool. 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 Yeah, he's dead. So it's cool. Actually, is he dead? No, he's not. Yeah, he is. And Widow's killing everyone. Okay, cool. Whew. So at the end there, actually we were pretty decent there. So honestly, right now, you're okay. The problem is you're not using your barrier properly, and we're not using Kinetic Grasp when we need to. I think your ball usage is fine. You are spamming barriers a little bit too much. Always think about bouncing around the side of the barriers. Just so, oh, and thank you very much for fast forwarding. Thank you. I do love the replay view for this. I don't have to do it. Yeah, so you're looking good, doing well. Now we're the only barrier tank. We're going for Diva Sigma, so we're going to have to rely more on our barrier usage than we did before, and it's kind of been our weakness, which is a little bit worrying, but it should be fine. All right then, so first things first here, what do we do with the barrier? Well, what would I do with the barrier? It's quite simple. Where is the enemy team? I'll throw the barrier at them. Now, there are things you can do. So if this is a Pharah in the air and she's using her ultimate, you can throw your barrier towards Pharah. Obviously, as it gets closer and closer and closer and closer, she'll take splash damage and she'll die. But you can apply... Oh, Pharah, the awesome drawing of Pharah was behind me. She just looked like this, guys. Quality. You can throw your barrier towards wherever the enemy is. So what I would do is, as I walk down to here, to this position, I'd throw the barrier up there to block the enemy over here, because most likely somebody will be there. Could be a Widow there. You know, maybe there's a Widow here. I don't know. But you can throw your barrier at them and really annoy them. You can do this on Junkertown as well. On the first point on Junkertown, you know where Widow generally stands on the high ground just before you cap the point. You can throw your barrier out like, yo, Widow, check my barrier. It's so cool. Like, it's such a cool, unique thing you can do. That just totally shuts down. Is that a Bastion? Oh, Lord. Oh, God. Our barrier's going to be instantly dead. Nice, Diva. Although Diva's just suicided. So Diva was nice here, and then Diva was dead. Oh, Diva, what the hell? Okay, so I'm worried. I'm like, oh, God, it's Bastion. But what else can we do apart from what you do? So whatever, we just have to deal with it. This, though, is super nice. I'm like, wow, that's super nice. Diva's going in, using a defense matrix. This is what I would expect, like, in high master GM games, not in gold. That's cool, but then Diva shows she's a gold player and just carries on. Just going in. Like, I'm going in. You're like, no, Diva, you're going to be demeched and dead. Actually, she's not dead. How is she not dead? Although, our Lucio got murdered, so, yeah. How is our Diva not dead? Yeah, now she's dead. Get your barrier down. Get your barrier down. Look at barrier. Barrier. Oh, God. Oh, Lord. So I know this is tempting as hell, but the barrier makes you immune to damage, doesn't it? Because the barrier's going to take the damage. Ah, we're taking too much damage. No, barrier. If you die now, right, that's it. Your barrier should be down here. Look at this. We're on a flank, which is in this scenario is actually okay, because Our Diva somehow is still alive. We're here, whatever. We're going to disrupt. We're going to throw our boulder in. It's going to do mad knockdown on whoever it hits. Who does it hit? It does hit the Bastion, so that's a cool shot. But we put our barrier down. Right? I mean, here, now we put our barrier down. We have to do it. We have to do it. We don't. Where's the barrier? Bastion is drilling us. We're using kinetic grasp, okay? And then we want to do damage. I get you want to slap people with your balls. Everybody does, right? But you can't. You can't. The barrier should have been down earlier, and you wouldn't have died. You wouldn't have died. Oh, man. You wouldn't have died. I'm not saying you would have lived longer, but you wouldn't have died as fast, and you might have been able to get a kill and then get out and stay with the payload. Oh, Lord. This is difficult. See, the thing with this as well, when the enemy bust out this, and we're just looking at... this is bunker, and the fact that Roadhog is not playing a barrier tank is major. Really, for us, it makes it easier for us to break through it. But it still isn't. There isn't an easy answer to this, because to beat bunker... Oh, no, barrier. To beat bunker... Don't let him destroy your barrier. To beat bunker is... a team effort, and it's so difficult to give advice and coach because the team have to play together, or you get lucky picks and you take advantage of it, or the enemy do something really strange with their placement. Yeah, I mean, what we're doing now is we just ignored our team. This is, again, I don't necessarily like this, because what are we doing? Like, look at our team comp, right? What is going on? It's like we've absolutely abandoned our team to just get mowed down by a Bastion. What are you doing? Like, why? We've got to be there to help our team get into a position to try and do something about this. I mean, we've almost got our ultimate as well, which could be something we could use against the bunker. That kind of went as expected, to be fair. A lot of stuff was going on. It looks like the enemy are going to be okay here. Oh, I don't know. Doofus is always just like, it just comes out of nowhere. Gets loads of kills, Doofus. I hate Doofus, although I love him. I remember back in, like, when did he get launched? It's season 6 or something? I just one-tricked him and I got to about 4 point... I think I'm about 4.1 in a day. Put on an account that I'd never played before. Oh, that was Steak Bake. You guys remember Steak Bake? That was the first season of Steak Bake. Oh my days. Anyway, he's still stupid. Anyway, this is about Sigma. Yeah, let's just go back. I totally just lost what I was going on about there. Ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so pushing forward now. At least we're with our team because we all died. Hogs to the right. We're going to throw a barrier at him, and we're just going to let him do whatever. It doesn't matter. He's dead. We're going to destroy that. That's cool. Then we're going to push our barrier forward. See, you see, the thing is here, my barrier is being pushed forward at this moment in time. It's going out there because that's how we tank. You're just not using your barrier enough. Yeah, then we used it. That's okay, but it could have been down earlier. And we're just spamming into him now. Barrier. Are we going to use the barrier? Yeah. Spam, spam, spam. Oh, God. Use kinetic. I guess we didn't really need to use that. I was anticipating a ton of damage coming out from behind the Batiste amplification matrix, so it wasn't too bad that we didn't use it there. And this is just cleanup. This is fine. We can throw our barrier forward if we'd like. I don't think they're going to get any late spawns here. It looks like they're all, yeah, it looks like they're all just on the other side. It's because we killed them late anyway, so even with the power of the replay tool, we would have known that anyway. McCree so McCree up there, you can really harass him, can't you? But look at this. Look where the enemy is there. You see where they are? What are we going for here? Like, remember your balls bounce. You could bounce your ball off the top there. Like, you could fire the balls in and they might go behind the barrier here and explode. Or you can throw them back into the shuttle from the other side where you kind of, well, I'm behind it, but back into this side here. What am I drawing? Over there, you could have thrown them into the shuttle and they would have harassed that McCree because they bounce, remember? Don't forget that. Diva diving in like a madman. Okay, our barrier's sort of down. See a pointless kinetic grasp there, which is like... Ow. Ooh. How did we not get sound barrier then? Did sound barrier just... Did it get evaporated? But how did we not get sound barrier? Oh, there's an Orisa barrier to our right. That blocked it. That is actually unlucky. That's really unlucky. Okay, unlucky. We've still got 3 minutes though, so it's not too bad. We've got one of our ultimates coming online, so again, it's not too bad. I mean, like, we always talk about concepts. Actually, I think we're winning the fight. We always talk about concepts of value, concepts of, you know, have a plan, even if it's a bad plan, and all of that stuff. But, like, in terms of value, I don't think you're getting maximum value out of Sigma because you're not using his barriers correctly. Kinetic Grasp, you're kind of okay with. Damage-wise, you know, if I had to rate you, you are prioritizing damage with Sigma more than tanking, which it isn't too bad, but you've always got to be aware that the barrier it can be awesome. I mean, that was not that was actually really nice there. Threw it in the Doofus face so he couldn't get his primary fire off. You know, maybe it wasn't the main threat, but at least you did it to absorb some of his damage. Now our barriers, we've got it recalled. It's got 800 health. We could just throw it forward again. Like, where is it? You know, where's our barrier? We're dead. We're really dead. We are really dead. No, 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 no. This is the no. What's he done? What was he doing? McCree, what were you doing? What was he doing? McCree. Oh no. Right, so I just threw my barrier forward, farmed my ult, used my ult, but the McCree uses his ult. So as soon as you used it here and you pull him up, I'm crying because he's damage boosted. I don't know what he's doing though. He's looking down at the Diva. Oh no, he must have been literally. No, surely he had time there to fire. I don't know what he was doing. Oh my god, that's lucky. He could have killed a lot of the team there, the McCree. It's also a shame that Batiste didn't drop his immortality field down. The one time he needed to, he didn't. Unlucky Batiste. Okay, we take it. All right, cool. Well, there you go, right? So in terms of strengths and weaknesses for Sigma, Sigma can do a ton of damage, right? But Sigma is complex to play. So if he's not using his barrier correctly, if he's caught flanking, if he's not using Kinetic Grasp when he should be, he's actually really kind of easy to deal with. I've found that if you focus him down, it can be quite annoying for him. So when his barrier's gone, he loses a lot of value. That's why I was worried watching this clip back, because you're not using the barrier enough. And I don't think we're getting enough value from the barrier. So we've always got to be aware this barrier needs to be deployed. And think about cute things you can do with it. You could protect your Widow at the start of the game if she's in a good position. Throw it forward and protect her. It doesn't have to necessarily be with the team if we've got another barrier to look after the team. However, on the attack phase into the bunker comp, you wasted a lot of time going around the side on some mad flank. That's not what you should be doing, really. You should be with the team, especially if you're the only barrier tank, because you're the only person that can stop Bastion hosing the team down before we actually get into range to engage him. Still going to be difficult, because if he's behind a barrier, well, yeah, we're going to suffer, and he probably is behind a barrier. Fact is, guys, I think Sigma's really good. Like, I think he is really, really strong right now. Is he a main tank? Is he an off tank? I think that's a question for another day. I don't think he's either. I think he's both, in a way. It's weird. All right, guys, I've been Salos to this unit loss. Remember, if you want to send a video clip in for consideration to appear on this series, follow the instructions that have been on the screen, and I'll catch you lovely lot on the next one. And remember, Sigma, it's still early days. We're still trying to get to grasp with playing this hero, working out how to, you know, use him in certain comps and stuff. The fact is, though, he is playable. He is not a new hero, which isn't playable. He is definitely playable right now. So if you get him in your game, not all is lost. And like I said, you will get him in your game because he's the new hotness. He's a new flavor of the month. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Toodaloo.